We're rolling.
We're rolling. No, we're not. The train's parked.
Well, it's Tuesday.
It is.
And we're doing the fifth and final logging engine. Bachmann Spectrum logging engine. We just unboxed this guy before packing it over here. That isn't because I haven't owned it for a while. Actually, this is the last one that I bought.
Oh dear, yeah.
What have I had this for? About 3 years. We had it sitting on the coffee table for
Right.
a while.
Yeah, I want to say.
And then it was like holding down the coffee table.
Oh, it was longer than 3 years then. Probably 5.
5 years ago?
Yeah, at least.
I lose track of time.
Oh, time's going by in a hurry. Yeah, about 5 years.
Well, 5 years. And we had it on the coffee table for a while and decided now we better put it in the attic. So
Before it
up into the
rolled off.
attic it went. It's never been run. It's brand new, out of the box. Found it on eBay. Found it at a reasonably good price. Unlettered, you can usually get a better price unlettered, and I sort of prefer that because I usually want to repaint and do a bunch of things anyway. And this one's going to get some modifications, not very much, but it's going to get lettered, of course. And just not quite sure. 2 of our engines are lettered Ely Thomas, and may just stick with Ely Thomas because those 2 are already Ely Thomas.
Right.
But we may. My original plan was to letter everything West Side Lumber.
Okay.
Because I like West Side Lumber.
Right.
But we'll see what we want to do. We can do what we want to do.
Right.
One of the interesting things about this engine, so many people will refer to every single articulated engine as a Mallet, the big boy, the Challenger, whatever, as a Mallet, because the earliest articulated engines were Mallets. And by articulated, I mean it's actually 2 complete locomotives. There's a swivel section here.
Oh, wow.
Which is its own engine, and then there's the main engine, and then the boiler from that engine extends clear out over the front engine. And so it gives them the power and capabilities of 2 locomotives double heading with only 1 crew.
Wow.
And so that's right. So instead of building one big, huge engine that couldn't go around turns, the difference between most of these articulated engines and a true Mallet is the Mallets took the steam from the boiler out of the steam dome here, fed it down to the primary cylinders, the main cylinders for the main engine, and then the exhaust from those were fed up to the front cylinders, and then the exhaust from those shot up the stack to force a draft through the boiler.
Wow.
And that worked really well, except if it saved fuel and it did some things. But if you really want maximum tractive effort, you're losing power by using the exhaust in here. And that's why these cylinders, you'll notice these cylinders are bigger than these cylinders.
Oh, wow.
And the reason for that is they're running on exhaust. And so you need to have a bigger cylinder to get the same kind of push when you never do get the exact same kind of push. So more modern articulated engines were typically fully articulated without being Mallets, even though people call them Mallets.
I see. Huh.
There it is. So
Wow.
that's kind of the way that works. But this is a true Mallet. Let's take it out into the Colorado switching yard. Our logging railroad doesn't run yet.
No.
It has about 6 feet it has about 5 feet of track down, and there's no power to that. So the logging railroad has a ways to go just yet. But the Colorado switching yard is all hooked up and working. So let's haul it in there and see what it does.
Yeah.
Now, last week we looked at the 3-truck shay.
Right.
And the 3-truck shay was, first the climax from 3 weeks ago. That was the best runner we'd ever had.
Yeah.
Then the 3-truck shay kicked its butt and was far and away the better runner. This guy is now the best runner of the bunch. This is the best running engine we own. I mean, between the K27s or anything.
Yeah, it goes.
Check out the low speed operation here. It can kind of creep along.
Wow.
And boy, the tractive effort, good grief, because it's a very heavy engine.
Yeah, it looks like it would be.
And a lot of power to the motors and so on. So holy cow, this is a great engine. And it's a pretty engine, too.
I like the looks of it.
Yeah. I love the front of Mallet's and articulateds. They have a veranda out here.
Yes,
They've got
a front porch.
this porch. I always want to set up a hibachi and maybe an umbrella and a picnic table.
There you go.
Because it looks like a little patio out here.
Right.
And my kind of patio, too. But, and I love they really did a great detailed job on the compound air pump. Compound air pumps, because there's two.
There's two of them.
And boy, I mean, all of the little connecting rods
Isn't
are
that
there.
something?
And the interior cab detail
all
is
there.
super. I am just really, really impressed. Bachmann in the Spectrum line made some really nice engines. This one might just be
That's really nice.
the nicest one that they did. I think my favorite's the K27 just because it's a K27.
There you go.
I love the Denver and Rio Grande Western, and it's a K27.
Right.
But just in terms of the quality of build, the smoothness of operation, the pure out of the box, and this is purely out of the box.
Right.
It's been unboxed right here. Operation, working doors,
Oh, that's just really cool.
just working windows, cab windows open and close. Just
Really neat.
It's really handsome. The one thing all these Bachmanns have that sort of bothers me is that they make so many of their brass parts out of plastic, and then they just paint them gold.
Right.
Make them out of brass.
Yes.
It
like the
isn't
bell.
that hard to do. Get
Right.
investment cast and just polish them up a bit. That just cheapens the whole look to have a plastic piece painted gold. Should be brass, and that is one thing on all these engines. I'm going to throw away all these plastic pop valves and whistles and bells.
Get the right one.
Just on account of.
Yeah.
Just on account of. I hadn't even noticed until just now, but a really unusual feature, that this is the steam dome, but here's the steam dome back here.
Oh.
There's the pops, there's the whistle, there's a tap off of the boiler to run all of that, but the throttle is inside the steam dome up here. Oh, and that's a panel that comes out.
Well, that's neat.
Probably some electronics under there where you want to bet.
I'll bet you.
We need to do some more exploring.
Yeah, we better explore.
But all these things have to have some hidden switches somewhere, and that's probably where that is. Anyway, I just hadn't noticed. So the pop valves are here. There's a pair of pop valves. I think those are pop valves because these are pop valves.
They're
so
small.
they're like little itty bitty pop valves or something. And then this is the valve body up here for sure. And then we have these steam lines that must be the steam lines that come from the exhaust from here up to here. So it's a really unusual configuration.
I'll
Saddle
say.
tanks, little itty bitty coal bunker. 'Cause
that coal bunker's just...
they never went anywhere. You know, they were always close to home, and on a logging railroad, you know, it was just up to there, grab a thing, bring it back to the place. It's not like you're trying to get from here to Cincinnati. You're just trying to get from here to the trees and back.
Yeah,
So
there you
that
go.
little tiny coal bunker, and all this water is placed here to put weight on both sets of drivers.
Isn't that something?
And that's why they put these tanks here. I know, like the Uinta Mallet's, the Uinta articulated engines. Later on, those when those were sent to Oregon to run, they had tenders added.
Okay.
And on one of them, they took the saddle tanks off because they don't need them anymore, right? There's a tender full of water, and the thing wouldn't go.
It wouldn't go.
Because it didn't have the tractive effort. And on the other one, they left the tanks there, and they just left them full of water, and it worked really well. So this is not just a convenient place to keep the water.
There's a reason.
There's a reason for it being in the exact position that it is to create tractive effort.
Right.
So, man, I love this engine. I think this is...
It's a neat one.
I love shades. I love climaxes. I love Heisler. I love any kind of geared engine.
Right.
But, oh, my heck.
This one's the bomb.
This is the bomb here. This is
It's really neat.
this is one of the neatest engines ever. Really happy. Well, if you haven't been over to the channel, do pop over to the channel. And if you're not a subscriber, you can do that with the blue button.
Yeah,
Are you ready
here we
for
go.
that? Zoink! Right there, the blue button. Well, we're not sure how you found this video on the internet, and we hope you didn't find it boring. And we will see you here on Sunday, because we're building the railroad that these are going to run on. We'll see you then.
Ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.